Sex with my 22F boyfriend, 22M, is so bad. I've been with my boyfriend for about 1.5 years. The relationship is great, but the sex is bad. We're both 22 and very healthy. Lately, past several months, he can't even finish during sex. We'll have sex, and he'll go soft, and then we'll have to try again. And it repeats. This'll sometimes go on for over an hour. And then it usually ends with me crying and him being mad and frustrated. Occasionally he'll end up finishing. It's so annoying and I hate it. But I don't know what more I can do. He said he'd talk to a doctor. And he always makes me finish first, whether or not we have sex. I've tried everything. I give him head. I do positions I don't feel comfortable with to try to make him happy. I bought lingerie for him. I have to practically beg him to keep going after he goes soft because I'm so embarrassed and none of it works. I don't think I can take it anymore. But I don't know what to do. I can't just keep spending hours of my life crying and being stressed when I just want to have sex. It's not fair. But what am I supposed to do? I would practice having sex where the expectation is that no one finishes, and that is not a goal. Reset. Take the pressure off. Honestly, if my boyfriend ended up in a crying fit over my attempts at sex, that would have been the end of the relationship on the spot. Sounds like you have possibly unintentionally created a huge amount of pressure on him. He likely has performance anxiety. Male sexuality is complicated in a way some people don't appreciate. Just like women, arousal is mental. Men have to be in the mood too. They can't stay aroused otherwise. He needs to relax. Right now he's putting a massive amount of pressure on himself. You bursting into tears is insanely intense. Calm down. He needs to calm down. He could also just order some Cialis or Viagra. Problem solved. Why are you begging him to keep going? If he doesn't want to, then stop. You said he gets you to orgasm. Why are you worried? The pressure is definitely making this all worse, which will make his issues worse. His erection has nothing to do with you. What's not fair is how you're treating him. Also, sex doesn't have to be PIV. It can be oral or he can use toys. My partner also uses hands and dildos on me. Sometimes to give him a reset. Sometimes because it's fun. Stop trying to make him come or acting like the whole thing is ruined if he doesn't. Ladies have been having sex without orgasming for hundreds of years. Lol. But for real, take the pressure off. He goes soft. So what? You're still being satisfied and he doesn't need the pressure. I, 46M, can empathize with OP's boyfriend. To have an issue sexually and see his partner cry as a result is utterly soul-crushing. In my life, I have had an issue staying hard 2 or 3 times, and let me tell you, it had me questioning my existence, my worth. So I would recommend kindness and compassion, because those kind of challenges can be traumatic for men. There is some great advice about having sex without concern of orgasms that will help a lot. I am going soft just reading this post. Op is putting way too much pressure on that poor guy. If I went soft and my GF cried, I would probably get a complex about it, and then it would happen all the time. Does he watch porn excessively? I've found that to be the reason for that in men most the time. Guys should act like this when women don't come. It would certainly be more interesting. Why the hell are you crying just because he didn't come? Not only can this man not come, but he has to console you afterward too? How fragile is your ego? You cry when your boyfriend goes soft? Huh. I wonder why he would go soft face with rolling eyes. You're doing way too much, and you're the reason your boyfriend has such performance anxiety now. Your description made me feel sorry for him and pissed off at you. I really think you need to think about the level of pressure you're putting him under and how your reactions and the words you're using to describe intimacy with your boyfriend are awful and invalidating. Sounds like he's addicted to porn, frankly. As a 35 meters married man, who occasionally has had this problem in the past with his wife, I have to ask, does your boyfriend have ADHD? If so, has there been any other kind of stimuli going on in the room when the deed is being done? It is embarrassing to admit, but I can easily distracted by certain types of stimuli, and then all that sexual feeling I have in the moment just blips away from my mind, almost as fast as a balloon popping. For me, I cannot use any form of TV or music that has lyrics. There are also medications that can cause this too. Antidepressants, for example. Hopefully, this perspective helps you both move forward in the direction you want. I wish you the best. What is his porn consumption? Sex is very mental. I'm sure you crying when he can't perform is doing wonders for his confidence. Had SMTH very similar. Turns out my BF was extremely anxious BC of our expectations of what sex was supposed to be. You need to reassure him and make him feel supported, loved by you. If he gets soft again, rub his back, kiss him, comfort him, tell him you love him no matter what and nothing is his fault. Don't push him to continue. Once he's comfortable and not putting SM pressure on himself, he should be able to have sex normally. On another important note, it sounds like you're making this issue about yourself with the mindset that this is so embarrassing. You should also think about how this issue makes him feel, rather than comforting him. It seems like you're finding fault in yourself, like offering to do uncomfy positions or wearing lingerie. Him getting soft doesn't mean you're suddenly not sexy or attractive to him. Try to understand that. Just support him. Don't get angry BC, that's not okay. And don't force yourself to do things you don't want to do. You will both figure things out in time, just like I did, smiley face. Good luck and be a little more patient. It sounds like you're being selfish. Ed can be caused by many things, and it's not uncommon for men to get performance anxiety. You are putting so much pressure on your boyfriend. I wouldn't be shocked at all if that was the reason he was struggling. It usually ends with me crying, and I have to practically beg him to keep going after he goes soft because I'm so embarrassed. Also, I can't just keep spending hours of my life crying and being stressed when I just want to have sex. It's not fair. You're crying when he can't perform, and despite the fact that it's clearly frustrating to him, you beg him to continue on. You're saying that this is not fair, talking about how you can't go on, and he always makes me finish first, whether or not we have sex. He's trying to satisfy you, whether or not he can maintain an erection. It's great that you're trying to spice things up with lingerie or new positions, but take some pressure off the man. For goodness sake, I'd still encourage him to see a doctor, just to be on the safe side, but let the man breathe. Lately, past several months, he can't even finish during sex. We'll have sex, and he'll go soft, and then we'll have to try again, and it repeats. This'll sometimes go on for over an hour, and then it usually ends with me crying and him being mad and frustrated. Less than. So he's having erectile issues and you're making this about you? What are you crying about? He should be the one crying. Occasionally he'll end up finishing. It's so annoying and I hate it, but I don't know what more I can do. He said he'd talk to a doctor, and he always makes me finish first, whether or not we have sex. Less than. So even though he doesn't always finish, he still makes sure that you get yours? Sounds like a good man. I've tried everything. I give him head. I do positions I don't feel comfortable with to try to make him happy. I bought lingerie for him. I have to practically beg him to keep going after he goes soft because I'm so embarrassed and none of it works. Less than. You do these positions that he doesn't ask you to do to make him happy? And instead of being understanding, you beg him to keep going even if he doesn't want to? I don't think I can take it anymore. But I don't know what to do. I can't just keep spending hours of my life crying and being stressed when I just want to have sex. It's not fair. But what am I supposed to do? Less than. You can stop being selfish and be more understanding. He needs to stop porn and masturbation immediately. Things will improve within a few weeks. If he's not doing this, get to a doctor ASAP. This sounds like a classic case of pornography. He is watching porn and jacking, I bet. He has to stop doing that completely and not even touch his cock for 3 months to allow it to resensitize. Maybe use some Cialis as well. It's great.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.